Hi guys, welcome to Global Finex YouTube channel. So in this video, we are going to talk about the syllabus changes in ACCA skills level paper that are applicable from September 2025 and onwards. So in this video, I'll only cover about the syllabus changes in skills level papers, and in the next video, I'll talk about the syllabus changes in professional level papers. Right. So let's start with it. And as most of you already might have known about this, I don't teach tax paper, so I kind of excluded tax from this particular syllabus change video. So let's see with the rest of the papers of skills level. So if I start, so ACCA syllabus changes. So the first point to note here would be that these are effective from the September 2020-25 window onwards. These are not applicable before that. And first, let's start with the performance management paper, that is your F5 paper, right? So in performance management, there are two changes which are covered in the ACCA syllabus changes document, but they are not specifically any new topics that are introduced. So if you see the first one, prepare flexed budgets, right? Rolling budgets and activity-based budgets. This topic already exists in the syllabus. So what has been changed in the syllabus is that D1E has been reworded. Reworded means there is a change in the wordings. There is a change in the text of the content. That's all. Has been reworded to specifically mention that incremental budgets are also covered in the syllabus. So if you really have gone through the PM classes earlier, or if you know the content of the syllabus, so you know that already incremental budgets are existing in the syllabus, right? So incremental budget is where you take the previous budget and then you make the changes that are necessary. So incremental budgets were already there in the syllabus. So now they just made sure that the terminology, the syllabus content sheet specifically talks about incremental budgets. So nothing new for the students. You don't need to learn anything new. It's already there. Now the second change is that explain how the budget systems can deal with uncertainty. So earlier uncertainty was already covered, right? So now what is the change that is there? D1J, that is section D, topic 1, point number J, has been reworded, again wording change, to include the term volatility. Okay, so they specifically covered about volatility. So if you remember, in the PM you earlier had the topic called as risk and uncertainty, right? So when we are talking about risk and uncertainty, the explanation will now specifically talk about volatility. So, when you talk about probability of events happening or not happening and all that stuff, you also connect that with volatility, the changes that happen in the industry or the economy or the environment, stuff like that. So no new topics for PM students. It's just that the syllabus document has now slightly changed the words that they have used in the document. Nothing for you as a student, so ignore this. You guys can happily continue with your existing materials or existing textbooks and existing lectures. Nothing new to be done for you, right? Then moving on to the next subject, that is, as I mentioned, I don't teach tax, so I skipped F6. I'll go to F7. So in F7, a major change has happened in the IFRS aspect of it. So if you see financial reporting in F7 paper, the most important change that is there in the syllabus is replacing IAS1, presentation of financial statements. Earlier, we discussed all the financial statements under IAS1, International Accounting Standard 1, which talks about primary financial statements as well as the okay, primary financial statement, basically the presentation and disclosures, right? So now what happened is this IAS1, pay attention, will be replaced by IFRS 18. It's not yet replaced. This will become effective in 2027, but the standard is now out. So IFRS 18 is now already published in April 2025. It was published. So this is now included in the syllabus. But pay attention, remember, this is not yet effective, as in real world, the companies will start preparing the financial statements under IFRS 18 in 2017, not in, 2027, not in 2025. But ACCA syllabus is updated proactively, so you have to learn IFRS 18 starting September 2025. So basically, you are learning it 2 years in advance. Okay. Now, so in your company, if you are still following IAS 1, don't question them. They are doing it right, right? Okay. So IFRS 18, presentation and disclosure of financial statements. This was issued on the 9th of April 2024. I think I mentioned 25 earlier. Okay, 2024. And this supersedes IAS 1 primary financial statements as well as the impacting IAS 7 statement of cash flows. So basically IFRS 18 is going to replace IAS 1, and it will not replace IAS 7. Cash flow statement will continue, but there are some changes that will be there in cash flows. Because if you remember, if you have already gone through the classes of F7, or if you have already studied F7, then you should know that, in cash flow statement at the bottom, we do something called as reconciliation of profit before taxes from income statement and cash flows, right? So that reconciliation will be impacted because of IFRS 18, because there are changes in income statement. P&L statement presentation is different in IFRS 18. It does not match with IAS 1. Okay, so IFRS 18 has a new structure. There are 5 headings in IFRS 18 for the P&L, so that I would do it as a separate lecture, specifically talking about impact of IFRS 18 for ACCA students. I'll do it as a separate lecture, so stay tuned for that. So now if you see the formats for all the financial statements, including the statement of cash flows, so all the 5 financial statements under IFRS 18 are now examinable. IAS 1 is no longer examinable. So even though it will come into effect from 2027 for ACCA students, IFRS 18 applies from September 2025 for your examinations. IAS 1 is no longer applicable for your exams. IFRS 18 only will be applicable. Okay. Then the other change in IFRS 18, earlier also we used to cover this in SBR. In SBR, we used to have a topic called as current issues, where there are some elements of the financial statements that are not standardized. There is no standard format, or there is no standard method of calculation, right? Like for example, we hear this word EBITDA, EBITDA. What is EBITDA? Earnings before interest, depreciation, tax and amortization, correct? Or EPIT, earnings before interest and tax, or PBIT, profit before interest and tax. So there are so many terms like this which are not standard. PBIT is a standard term, but the other ones. So EBITDA, for example, is not a common measure. It's not on the profit and loss. But if you see any annual statements, any financial statements, board of directors reports and other stuff, they might have referred to EBITDA, earning before interest, depreciation, tax and amortizations. So now under IFRS 18, what they have done is that they have added the specific definition and also clear information about management defined performance measures. So management can define their own performance measures. They can call EBITDA, or they can come up with cash flow from operations, or they can use some other random Greek term. Nobody cares. But they should be governed now. So basically there are some disclosure requirements. What is that management defined performance measure? How did you calculate that? How does it reconcile with the income from operations? So all those things has to be given. But please remember, this will not be examined in the financial reporting exam. Sir, MPM topic is in SBR, it is not in FR. So, my dear students, even though IFRS 18 includes MPM, management performance measures, that is not examinable for you. Okay, for you guys, only the rest of the IFRS 18 applies. For you also IFRS 18 is applicable, but not the MPM. MPM only applies for SBR students. All right. Next, there are one more other changes that has been listed, but ACCA themselves directly mentioned that there have been minor, very tiny wording changes made to some syllabus learning outcomes, but these do not change the context of any SLO. So basically, you don't need to do anything about this. They have changed some words here and there as needed, but the major change for FR students is IFRS 18, but MPM topic will not be tested. The rest of the topics will be tested for you. All right. But the problem with this is that this particular topic, IAS 1, presentation of financial statements, will impact almost all many areas across the syllabus. Like wherever you prepare profit and loss, wherever you prepare balance sheet, cash flow statement, consolidations, interpretation of financial statements. Now everything will change because the fundamental standard based on which the financial statements are prepared, if that fundamental standard is changing, everything that is impacted will be changed, right? So this is a major change that happened in FR syllabus, I believe in the last 7 to 8 years, or maybe we can consider 1 decade. In the last 1 decade, the major overhaul happened is introduction of IFRS 18 into the syllabus. So this is a important one for you guys. All right. Next, moving on to the next subject, that is your F8 audit and assurance. So without any delay, I'll just first bring everything that is listed in the changes into this. So it looks like a huge list of changes, right? Like there is one big heading there, then there is points H, I, and J. 3 points are there. Then there is changed directors. What do you call? Directors emoluments changes are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points are visible. Okay, if I remove the heading, then maybe 4 points are there. So all of these are important, right, sir? No, not really. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 changes are there, but is it really that big? Absolutely no. So let's see why I am saying that. Let me clear this annotation. Where do I do that? Okay, here. Yeah, erase. Erase all. All right. So if I see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. But, but, see here, let me move this. Okay. So if you see syllabus objectives, okay, pay attention. Syllabus objectives from B1E, B1F, and B1G, which were earlier related to quality management. Okay, so they were already there, nothing new. B1E, B1F, and B1G related to quality of management of quality of audit. So now they have been moved from section B1 to section A2. What difference does it make to you as a student? Topic is the same. Earlier it was B1E, B1F, and B1G. Now they are A2H. So A2H, A2I, A2J. What difference will it make for you whether it is in B1 or A2? No difference for you. So this entire thing is nothing but change of some topics are moved from section B to section A. No difference for you as a student. Next, look at the second one. Change the words director emoluments to director's remuneration. So some students were finding it difficult to understand the meaning of the word emoluments. So now they replaced it with the word remuneration. That's all. Nothing beyond that. Simple. So technically speaking, no changes in audit and assurance paper. Next, F9. This is very interesting. Very interesting because see what happened. There have been no additions or deletions from the syllabus. Enjoy. So F9, nothing has changed in the syllabus, not even a spelling mistake correction. Everything is same, right? So those are your syllabus changes for ACCA skills level papers. So in the next video, I'll talk about the syllabus changes in the professional level papers. All right, guys. So that's it for this video. Keep smiling. Take care. Bye bye.